First of all, I thank you very much for coming here and showing your interest in this type of activities. And I will say only a few words about the context of this project, the aims of this project, and the connection with what is happening today. So, this meeting is part of a project called Quality and Leadership for Romanian Higher Education. This is a project, a strategic project funded by structural funds. The main aim of this project is to collaboratively elaborate. You have this the background information here. The main aim is to elaborate collaboratively a vision for Romanian higher education for 2025. So for the next 15 years. This process involved by now several hundred people in real interaction and several thousand in online interaction. So it is a large process. It is almost to the end, as in February we will have the vision document. But this stream is kind of complementary. So if you want to produce a vision, so something that everybody in the community believe that this is what we want for Romanian higher education, we also support the creation of the leadership capacity of the people from the universities. So the idea is that we collaboratively elaborate a vision for the Romanian higher education as a whole, as a country, and then we support the universities to define their own visions and their own strategic planning in relation or not with the Romanian system view. So this is the context. We have today two excellent trainers. I don't just say that for being nice, because we have the experience. We already experimented this, and we have here Professor Peter Bishop from Houston University and Rumiana Gotseva from London. They know, of course, more than me about themselves, and they'll probably introduce their background too. Okay, so I will stop here and leave the floor to the trainers.
Thank you very much, Radu. It is a pleasure for me to be here again in Bucharest. This is my third visit this year, and we are working very hard with this project to create a wonderful quality and higher education here in Romania. It's a great honor to get to work on this project. I can tell you that Radu is not very nice usually, so what he said is true. So he wasn't just being nice, but it's been a pleasure to work on this project. As he says, I come from Houston, Texas. When the guy in the elevator says, "Oh, George Bush," yes, George Bush, also from Texas. And I've been at the University of Houston for a very long time. And for most of that time, I have had the pleasure to be associated with a very unusual degree there called Future Studies. It is also called Strategic Foresight in many parts of the world. And it is the study and the study of the long-term future, the 15-year future, the 20, the 25, the 50-year future. It is unusual, I say, because there are very few degree programs like ours anywhere in the world. There are two degrees in the United States at our university and one other, and a concentration at a third university within a political science degree. There are no such degrees in Romania or in Eastern Europe for the most part. There is one program in Budapest. There is an emerging program in Finland and a brand new program in Berlin. But other than that, so there are about a dozen or so degrees around the world. Some others in Asia and Australia and places like that. So people say, well, so a little degree, a little field, why should there be more? Of course, our idea is, why should there not be more? There are in every university, in every high school, probably in Romania and elsewhere in the world, they have programs which I would call the studies of the past, right? History programs, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and every student is always treated to the glories and the sadness of the past. But what can we do about the past? Study, learn, which we should. But in terms of influencing the past, not so much. The past has already taken place. So what we believe in future studies is that we should study as much about the future as we do about the past. And we are a long, long way from that. We have a long way to go. But we're doing what we can. And this training is part of that. I believe that I should have had a much better education about the future than I did. I believe that you should have had a much better education about the future than you did. We are all beginning to learn how to do these things as adults rather than as children in high school and college. So this training is really about the future of higher education, since we're in the context, but the future of anything, and particularly what and how to influence that future. So that's pretty much where we are. What my background personally is that I studied at graduate school. My undergraduate was in philosophy, so you've got to watch out. They say that once you've studied metaphysics, everything else is details, right? And so I have a tendency sometimes to be philosophical. I'll try and control myself, but you tell me if I'm not. Math and physics also as undergraduate, and then sociology with a study of social change. So it prepared me pretty well to be a futurist, even though in none of my education did anybody ever use the word future, because they didn't know how to do that. So we're here to try and correct that even just a little bit. I understand that most of you are from higher education institutions or from the team that's working on this project, and we're, as Lardu says, we're delighted that you're here, and we're looking forward to a great day. We have us arranged in small groups so that we can not only hear the long and tedious PowerPoint presentation that I and Rumiana have created, but more importantly, where you can actually work with each other on your own projects. We want this to be not just inspirational, but also very practical. And so, very first off, what I'd like you to do, if you don't know the people at your table, why don't you introduce yourself, because you will be working with them here today. Take a few minutes, say who you are, where you're from, and then we'll get on with the presentation. So if you introduce yourselves, we'll go on right after that.